Hi, I'm John. Welcome. Today I'm going to cover a section of my as yet unpublished book, Jesus My Brother. In this story, Jesus is walking along with his twin brother Thomas and some of his apostles. What you're hearing is from Thomas's, the twin brother's viewpoint. As we walked, we talked, which I found very enjoyable. We were a group of people who were united in a way which was to us probably one of the most important areas in our lives, which was our relationship with our Creator, whoever or whatever that was. I already knew what Jesus thought, just as he knew how I thought. However, for our companions it was all relatively new, and they had a real thirst for our understanding of things. Jesus did make a very important point as we walked, and he referred to this point as his onion theory. He told us that our understanding of creation was like the skins of an onion. When you peeled away one layer, you found another, and so on. Each layer was like a new understanding of creation, and you never knew when you were going to reach the centre. Jesus said that there was no centre in this onion of creation, for the onion was without end. He also made a point of the effects of peeling an onion, because often it brought tears. However, the rewards were worth it. Furthermore, he would also say that everything had creation in it, and that this is what united us with everything, whether it was plants, rocks, trees, the birds in the sky, or the oxen which pulled the cart, and even the cart too, for it could not be here without it being part of creation. Judas spoke up here. "Master," he said, addressing Jesus, "are you saying the cart has life?" Jesus looked at Judas thoughtfully. "Judas," he said, "the cart is part of creation, yet it has no soul, but it is part of the energy of creation. When something can feel pain or joy, feel heat or cold, love or fear, it has this special part of creation which is life." Peter then asked, "Master, does this mean they have a soul?" Jesus now turned to Peter again with a thoughtful look on his face. "All creatures have the life energy within them, which makes them precious. Yet they are not like us, for they have no ulterior thoughts. This leads them to follow their nature unerringly. Only man has the ability to choose between right and wrong, which in some respects gives him a godlike quality to other creatures. Although this great spirit, which is in everything, does not think in terms of right and wrong, it thinks in terms of love and light, seeing the shades of these things in our hearts and our souls." Andrew asked a question then. "Master, if a man beats a dog to death, is he doing wrong? Is he committing a sin?" Jesus looked at me. "Thomas," he asked, "will you answer this?" Again I had to think, for this was a delicate time in everyone's learning, including mine. If something is said one way, it can have the desired effect. If it is said another way, it can have the opposite effect. "Andrew," I replied, "the man knows he is ill-treating another living creature. His soul automatically registers every act, and it ultimately, in death, is the final judge in whatever action he takes through life. Whether it is right or wrong, good or bad, he cannot avoid it or ignore it, as it is always there." Jesus nodded his agreement and continued the explanation. "I mentioned onion to you now. I will mention the salad. A man sits down to a meal, and on his plate he has lamb, salad and bread. Which is the most important to him?" Matthew answered for us all, "The lamb." Jesus nodded his head in agreement. "Normally the lamb, but remember, people's tastes differ. We assume it is a lamb, but it could be the bread or gravy. How are we to know? This is life. We assume people prefer lamb, and therefore everyone is like us. But this is not true. One man's truth is not necessarily the same as the next person's truth. but this does not make it less true. Thanks for listening.